Good morning, America. Let's get into your daily horoscope for Thursday, October 8th, 2020. Let's see what we got cooking in the astrology and thus the earth, because as above, so below, as the saying goes. So, first things first, Sun in Libra. Yes, harmony, balance, partnerships, pretty basic stuff, right? But it's like, where are you at with your level of harmony? It's interesting because a lot of times I liken Virgo to being connected to our breathing patterns because Virgo rules the present moment, being present in your reality. But there's also an aspect of Libra where it's like it's the scales of like balance, and it represents the kidneys, but also the way that the kidneys are kind of tied to our detoxification systems. And typically we're always thinking of using clean water and clean food and other crazy forms to like detoxify, but what we don't realize is the breath is very detoxifying too. It's really interesting, it's like everything else is sexy, body wraps, saunas, all this stuff, but it's like you have something that can not only anchor you to the present moment but also detoxify your body just by connecting to the breath. Doing any sort of modified breathing exercise. In fact, I might do one at the end here. How's that sound? You can just Google one. Really just bringing this into your day anytime you feel lethargic, you feel anxious, just, yeah, that stress, that anxiety, like bring in the breath. You know, Playing detective right now, and it's almost like trying to figure things out, like, well, let me just like figure this out, maybe I need to like read this book, or maybe I just need to like talk to this person. It's like Mercury's in its shadow in Scorpio, and so it's not quite in the most like friendly aspect for like going out to figure things out. Um, we are in like kind of a, I would say, kind of busybody time with a moon peeking out at the end of Gemini to start the day. So we're going to have like tasks and things that we're doing, but it's interesting because it's almost like it won't probably feel good to sit still for very long. But it's like doing that and connecting to the breath is what's needed to actually make any tasks that you're having throughout your day worthwhile. You know, there's an element of Uranus and Taurus where Taurus wants no BS. It wants things to be worthwhile, things of value, and Uranus rules our central nervous system. So it's like connecting to the breath. Realizing that taking misaligned action with a Mars in retrograde is it really going to be the healthiest of things, especially as it's pretty much official that that crazy Mars Pluto square challenge point is happening, and boy is it a big one. And so this is like kind of can feel a little bit cataclysmic out in the world, but also it's like in your personal life, it's like it's kind of like, where have you been missing like the tools that Capricorn has been providing, that ironically it's almost like the work is the nourishment, where you're feeling kind of dried up and it's like you're bending but you're breaking. This is like a breaking point, I think, maybe for some people, in terms of maybe their sanity of their mental thoughts, like I just can't take it anymore, but it's like it can become flexible, like what's those like warm sock looking things that I hope you guys know what I'm talking about, that you like put in the microwave and you warm it up for 15 seconds and you put it on your neck. Like that's the type of thing that working with meditation, breath, writing exercises and things like that can do to help shift you out of like the inner turmoil that can ensue from a Mars retrograde squaring Pluto. It's like get down to the truth, of what's really going on. Go past like the fear of seeing that, like, which I think the ultimate fear that this is revealing is you are not your ego, you are not your mind, you are not the person that just has to get things done. It's like you are not the doer, to maybe reference an Eckhart Tolle reference. It's like you're the person that's like appreciating, and the one that's creating, like you're creating all of it. So you're creating your task list, you're creating what it is that you want to do with your passion. With Mars and Pluto are very passionate. So it's like examining that, it's like getting into the old school Capricorn of like I have to do this, or man, there's just so much to do. It's so much more about how are you showing up to the task right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do for today and just wrap it at that. I usually say that, and then I find something else at the end though too. I mean, Chiron, it's like, yeah, why all this is happening is because we're going through a deep ego wound clearing. It's almost like when the wound is like super deep, and when they like put the thing in someone's mouth and they pour like the alcohol in the open wound, but it's like this wound is almost like a crater, and it has to like fill up with that alcohol, and you just got to kind of let the sting, kind of move into you until you kind of just it doesn't hurt anymore. I can tell you as from personal experience, it's like doing daily work. It's like the old sensitivities, it doesn't hurt as bad anymore. But there's always new sensitivities because it is dealing with the ego and the many, many layers that we've accumulated on top of ourselves just for survival. And so this is, that Mars Pluto is also pointing out like, where are you falling into maybe survival mode still in your life with the breath holding, with doing things from an illusionary mindset that it's like, well, I have to go do all this stuff. Otherwise, like things aren't going to work out for me. I'm not going to get the gifts and abundance that I want. But it's like shift into the vibration that is truly in alignment for yourself, and then go and do those things. The Venus Virgo, I told you I'd keep going. The Venus in Virgo, it's like, yeah, where can you make some changes to your, I would say, creative projects, your creative endeavors? Communication and partnerships is a big one. Maybe even conveying to people like how you would like to be communicated. Like, it's if you're working with someone, and yeah, I just feel like there's such a critical element that's like whoever it is, whether you're working with someone or your kids, your spouse, whatever business partnerships, if people are coming across in like a crass kind of way, it's like be the Capricorn brass. It's like, hey, like I get it. Things are a struggle right now a little bit, but it doesn't have to be this way. Like we can find a way to talk to each other in more of a polite way, especially with this understanding of like this Mars nice aspect, this sextile over to the North Node. It's like, can you come with a sense of like scraping down like any of the negative thoughts, and just like scraping that down, and then speak. It's a friendly aspect to say like, hey, maybe you can learn to respond instead of react, but it's going to take being in your breath. When we start to react at situations, it's always going to be because we're stressed out, we're not in alignment, we're not in the present moment. It's very important right now. So that's all I'm going to dive into for you guys today. Hope you enjoy this. Oh, the breathing exercise, I remember why I kept going. So it goes like this. I'm going to do the nostril breathing version. It's just quick 30 inhales. It goes like this. Hold at the top. Be satisfied. And exhale. Brief little hold at the bottom. And then back to normal. So therapeutic, so cleansing. I feel better already. Oh, and I have another session starting. Love you all. Take care.